Hello, hello, hello. This is Mr. Ziegler, and today we're going to be exploring Padlet. So Padlet is kind of a digital wall where students or different users can shoot their ideas out there in a kind of stylish and intuitive manner. So when you log in, and now there's not necessarily a Wake County login specifically, but it's a free service, so there doesn't really need to be. So you create an account, you can sign in with Google, or you can just use your Wake County email. It's going to take you to a dashboard. This will have all your different Padlets. On the top right, you just click the plus button, and this is where you can create a new Padlet or a new wall that you're going to do. So it'll load, and from here, in Modify Wall, this is where you can kind of set up the basics for it. So let's do Screencast Wall. And then you throw in a description. Here is a lovely description. All right. You can have a portrait that shows up with it, or you don't really need to. Wallpaper, you can choose a different background, so you can add your own, or you can select some of the ones that they have. It just gives a little more kind of stylish visual background to it. Same thing, layout. It's going to give you some options. Students can choose anywhere. It can. If that gets a little bit unruly, you can have it show up in a stream, so they're placed one after another, or a nice grid layout. Privacy, so this is the key. You have a couple options in terms of how you want this wall to be used. Hidden link is what I typically do. That means that someone needs to have the link in order to look for it. They won't be able to search for it. In order to search for it, it'd be totally public. But if they have the link, then they can go and then edit it. Next step up would be password protected. So you're in class and you say the password is 1234. They get the link and they have to plug in the password. So this gives a little bit extra protection. Or private, this might be that you send it to students' email and they can only access it through that. If you want to invite people, you just go through here. And right down here, this is key. Moderate posts. This will give you the option of approving each post as they come in. So if you're using this in class, and you have the Padlet projected to the screen, students in the past might type something that's a little less constructive. So this way, before it pops up for everybody to see, you can either approve or block any posts as they come in. So I usually do hidden link and then moderate posts. Next up, you have notifications. This is, if you have this Padlet up for a week or so, it can tell you once a day what's going on. You can then modify, instead of it having this kind of convoluted URL, you can then just say, wall 2 or something, and then you just give people that link. And here you could delete it. Okay, so those are the basics. Now to get started, you, or any user that goes there, just double click and it's going to bring this up. You put a title there. So maybe there's like the prompt. You say, you just type in whatever you want students to answer. How does and then you have the question there. And from there, then students are able to double click and add their answers. So it might be as simple, so oftentimes for your name, they type in their name, and they type in their response and it writes something. And then you get all their ideas off there. You can kind of reply, you can put them near. It's a nice way to get students to communicate. There are some students that maybe they're reluctant to just participate in class, but when it comes to typing, putting here, they're going to get their thoughts across. So if they're expressing themselves and ones that wouldn't otherwise, that's fantastic. There are a couple other options too I'll walk you through. You can add in links, so you can kind of plug in a website, and it'll, it's being a little bit slow, but eventually you'll see that it will pop up the website right there, so you can link to it. So that might be useful if you're redirecting them or students are sharing research ideas, whatever it might be. So you'll see that in a minute. You can also link to files, as I'll show. So you can add in pictures, and then they'll pop up right there. And lastly, if you like, as I know I'm a pretty talented artist, you can also use the webcam and do pictures that way. So those are the basics. The website's not showing up, but it's going to take you then to, like I linked to Durant Road. Usually has a little icon, but internet's being a little slow. So that's how you set up a wall. Again, you're going to share it and modify with students through the link that you have. You have a couple options for how you do it. You can moderate the post right here, and then different users can express themselves in a range of different ways. It's a nice way to get people to share their ideas in an innovative way. And when you got the same students for 180 days, if you're always using the same approaches for getting them to speak out or communicate, it can get a little monotonous. So throwing a Padlet out there every once in a while might be a useful way to get some new, fresh ideas from some students that perhaps don't express themselves as often as others. So those are the basics. Let me know if you have any questions. Enjoy playing around with Padlet.